All right, well, it is April Fool's Day today, April 1st. I am rolling up through Missouri right now, heading to get Wyatt and pick him up. Left Western Kentucky this morning about 6 o'clock. It's about quarter to 11 now. I've still got a couple hours before I get to Wyatt. I'm going to pick him up. We're going to shoot over to Nebraska, and hopefully this wind dies down this evening like they're calling for. We're going to go get set up and hopefully call in a bird tonight. We're going to be there for the next few days. Wyatt's still got a couple tags. I've got a Nebraska tag in my pocket still. So we're going to go over there for the next few days. Hopefully this wind helps us out a little bit. It's supposed to be pretty nasty, but the evenings I think the wind's supposed to die down and lay. So we should have a pretty good time either way. Jake ended up killing a bird over there last weekend, opening day. They had a pretty good trip over there. Wyatt said the farm is loaded with birds this year, so we should have a pretty good hunt here the next few days, as long as the wind cooperates and don't blow us away. So I'm going to run over here, pick him up. We're going to head to the woods, and we will see you in the blind here in a little bit. We are ready. Round up our decoys, bows. We're going to slip in here on top of this ridge and see if we can't call a bird up in here. This has been a good evening spot right here for sure. There's been a lot of turkeys meet their match right here with us, so we're going to slip in here tonight, see if we can't call one up on top of this ridge. Alright, it is April 1st here in Nebraska. Jimbo didn't make it over for the opening weekend trip, but we waited a week, and now Jim and I are back over here at the farm, and we're sitting in one of our favorite spots. This is where Jake killed opening morning. We've killed countless birds right here in this exact spot, and it's a great evening spot. We've already got a bird gobbling to the east over here, and we got something yelping down here. Not sure if it's jakes or hens, but it's a beautiful night. We've had some really high winds and big storms the last couple days, and it's finally out of here. Wind's blowing just barely. Sunny, clear. It's a perfect night, so hopefully we can drag one in here tonight and kill two of them out of the same exact spot. So Jim and I are going to be here for 2 or 3 days. Hopefully we can both punch a tag here in Nebraska, so it's looking pretty good so far. Hopefully we can get one to get a little closer tonight. Sitting here for a couple hours, and this bird to our right's been gobbling pretty much the whole time we've been here. At one point he sounded like he was within 200 yards, and then he drifted off, sounded like he was 400 or 500 yards, and then we're not sure if it's him or not, but there's a bird gobbling right across from us here. He doesn't sound that far, and the last time he gobbled he sounded like he was coming down. He's definitely getting closer. He's got to cross this ditch down below us, but we've had plenty of them do it before and come right up this hill to our right, so it's about 6 o'clock, hour and a half before they get where they're going to roost, so definitely early enough. Maybe he'll come over here. He just walked up right on the other side of that big root wad. I didn't see his head.
sitting here for like 2 hours. And this bird's been gobbling the whole time we've been here, but he's been a long ways away. He finally gobbled at like 200 yards, and we called to him a couple times, and he started getting closer. And then we heard him coming up the hill to our right, and he just popped up down here, and I never really saw him until he was 100 yards away going the other way. I don't know what happened. But he was gobbling coming up here. He never saw the decoys for sure. I thought we were gonna get that one. He was screaming coming up that hill. But obviously he had other plans. I don't know. Alright, it's the evening of April 2nd here in Nebraska. We're sitting on a farm tonight that one of my friends hooked me up with, so we have never been here before, but when we were pulling in, we saw 3 or 4 turkeys that were in the back of this field. I'm pretty sure they were jakes. One of them could have been a longbeard, but they went up into this timber to the east of us here, so we snuck back in this cornfield, got set up. There's a big ditch that runs north of us, so we're hoping there's some other birds around. We actually just heard, we're guessing the turkeys that we saw when we were driving in the woods right here, they were clucking and popping up in there, so hopefully there's a gobbler around here somewhere. We're going to roost another spot right down the street here after we're done hunting tonight that we're going to hunt in the morning, so it's a beautiful day. The wind died. It's like 75 degrees. It's actually a little bit warm, but we're not complaining, so hopefully we'll hear something tonight. If not, we'll get something roosted for in the morning, so we'll see what happens. Yeah, we better do it. Oh my God, look how many there is. There you go. They're not gonna come in, are they? No chance. changed pretty quick. Right after we heard them turkeys clucking in there, I caught a glimpse of one and could tell it was either a jake or a gobbler, and they were coming out. Turns out it was 2 gobblers and 10 jakes.
At least.
Yeah, at least 10 jakes. Gobblers started coming across the field. Got to 20 yards. And when they got to 20 yards, I could tell they weren't coming to the decoy, so I switched my arrows. By the time I got my arrows switched, they were getting out of my shooting window, and then they decided to chase the jakes around and ran out to like 60 yards and then never got any closer and walked off, so. That was more of a mine. I'm gonna see. Oh yeah, more heads coming. Yeah, they're all coming out. This could end up being fun. Yeah, here they go. A whole line of them. Are those actually hens in front, or are they jakes?
Look at that, dude. It's cool. Let me get a good picture of that.
Just came out the end. Hen. That's the one calling. Okay, well, we just had that big group of turkeys come out. There's a bunch of jakes in this group that are strutting and acting like they run the place. But there's still some hens yelping back up in the timber where they came from, so we're hoping the gobblers are still there.
Yep, they're coming out.
Yep, Jim can see them. Is it just hens?
No. I think it's in Longbeard. It is.
Okay, there's a long here they come. They're coming out of that corner right there. There's all the other ones. Well, we had that big group come back out. Turns out there was a bunch of hens with them that never came out earlier the first time. All the jakes came out first. They were strutting. And we could still hear hens yelping up in there, so we figured them gobblers were with them. Sure enough, they come out with 3 hens. Walk by us at probably 70 yards. They're all heading to the other end of the field, so that's probably gonna do it for us. But we're not sure how we're gonna get out of here now, because we gotta walk right down there to leave, so hopefully they go out in that bottom and go across. All the turkeys are back in the field. Now they're trying to figure out where they're gonna roost. We've got a couple hens roosted right in front of us. Some of them are working right by us, and the gobblers are following these hens that look like they're coming right to us. I doubt they come to the decoy, but if they come by and 30 and in, I'll probably shoot at them, put a swacker on, and body shoot one, so we'll see what happens here.
Yeah, they're coming this way.
That'll do it. Bingo. We did it, Jimbo. Yes. Well, we sat here for a long time. Those birds, they came out when we first got in. They wouldn't come to the decoy. And then we were just in the right spot where they had to go by us to go roost. They weren't going to come to the decoy again. And I had shot him at like 25, 30 yards. Perfect shot. So, now Jimbo's up to bat.
Heck yeah, dude, that was awesome.
It was.
Heck yeah, dude.
Alright, well, it is getting close to dark now. We had to get some stuff put up in the blind, but these birds, we caught them going back to roost, and all the hens pretty much had came by except a couple hens and the gobblers. And when they were coming in, I was like, if they get 30 and in, I'm gonna shoot them. And I could tell as they were coming by us, they weren't gonna come to the decoys again. He got straight out in front of us and perfect shot right above the drumsticks, dropped him, and he went 10 yards, and he's right out in the middle of the field. So let's go take a look at him. Look how pretty that bird is. Look at that. Oh, an old swacker. It's deadly on turkeys. What a pretty bird. Wow. Doesn't get much better than that. What a hunt tonight, man. I gotta thank my friend Adam White for hooking us up with this spot. He said there were some birds over here, and we slipped in here this afternoon, got set up, and immediately these two gobblers and all the jakes came across the field and wouldn't commit to the decoys. Went back in the timber, and then they came out with all those hens, and them gobblers definitely weren't leaving those hens, and they finally drug them right past us here when they were headed to roost. So what a beautiful bird, man. First one of the year in Nebraska for me. Now Jim's up to bat in the morning, and we heard another bird gobbling when these ones were messing around out here that we're probably going to get on him in the morning. So what a night. Thanks, Jimbo, for filming it. That was fun. That's a new way to carry them. Jimbo made me this. He's very talented with leather work, and he made me that out of some spare leather he had, and we're putting it to work now. Look at that. It's a lot better than throwing them over your shoulder and stabbing yourself with their spurs, I can tell you that. Pretty sweet. Let's get him back to the truck and go figure out what we're gonna do in the morning for Jimbo.